All right. Well, a great day in the WEC, I think, is the first thing. That's my first impression. Just a great crowd today. To have so many people here in Newark for that game. Probably a lot of people that have never been in this arena or on our campus. And that was a big part of why we wanted to play this game. I give incredible thanks and gratitude to Notre Dame and Coach Ivy for wanting this game. There's not a lot of Power Fives that necessarily play these games. Maybe there's a lot of mid majors that don't want them either. But it was great that we were able to put this together. It was just a really great day, I thought, for NJIT women's basketball, and to face off against such a great team, and obviously a team and school that's special to me was wonderful. So obviously not the result we wanted, but I think we are very proud of our effort. We obviously need to work on quite a few things, but sometimes there's just things today that we're like, hey, they're going to get that today. But I thought our girls really showed some fight, and they showed some emotion, and they played with passion, and that was really fun to see.
Mike, can you talk about the background and what led up to this? I know you're a Notre Dame graduate. They've got 5 players from the New York Philly market, but were there other schools, that they potentially may have, put their
feelers out to kind of.
And you guys, bit?
No, we actually contacted them kind of initially for a game out in South Bend because obviously I would love to play there. We were just kind of going back and forth. Couldn't get really a date that worked for that one. And then we don't know what was happening on their side, but then all of a sudden it was like, hey, like, what would happen if we came out there? Because obviously they have the 5 kids from this area, and we were like, okay, sure, like we could host you, and we had to think about it, but it wasn't a very long thought. It was like, hey, if we can host Notre Dame, we wanted to jump at it, and then we just found the date that worked. We were worried about some America East men's soccer for a while, but everything worked out, and we had a great afternoon here with them.
Contacted you guys, or you contacted them?
We contacted them first for a game out in South Bend, and then it was just kind of conversation going back and forth, and then it just kind of, they brought that up, and we said, yeah, let's do it, and then we just worked out on a date for here at the WEC.
Do you think it's a one-off, or is there a potential for maybe, with the history that you have?
Yeah, we'd love to go back, or we want to go back. There's nothing contractually. It's not a 2-game series. We can let maybe Hannah graduate before we go back there, and Olivia, but not that they're going to get much different than they are now. But, so we would love to get back to a game there for sure.
Talk about the environment. I mean, you mentioned it earlier in your comments, but just, bringing people here into Newark and young girls to see the facility and everything.
Absolutely. It was a huge showcase day for us. That's how we treated it. We had a lot of recruits. We had a lot of younger kids. We had a lot of high school teams here, a lot of AAU programs here, a lot of AAU coaches, basketball trainers around the state or the surrounding area. So that's what we wanted this game for, right? Like, that you're facing this huge top 10 program. You want to show it off. And then obviously we have this great building and this great arena. And, everybody that comes here is certainly impressed. And so I think it's a great day for our program for that.
What are some of the things you mentioned you have to work on some things? What are some of the things specifically you take from this game to work on?
Well, first, physicality for us is something that we're still working on. And obviously when you're facing kids like that, Maddie Westfeld's a big, strong kid. Obviously Watson's a big, strong kid, and we're not going to see a lot of that size. But there is some size in the America East, and we have to learn how to be physical without fouling. We have to be physical in rebounding. We have to be physical with the ball. The ball got taken away from us pretty easily. Obviously, I know Hannah's very good at that, but I thought we were loose with the ball. We were careless with the ball, even if we had seen her take some. So you got to learn from that and not, kind of just put the ball right out in front of her where she's going to go get it. So that's the stuff. That's the main stuff for me. They scored a ton of buckets in the restricted arc. When you're facing a top 10 team, you expect that they're going to do that. But I thought some of those I thought we could have avoided, a couple of those. I thought it was some lack of rebounding and then just obviously turnovers that we hopefully can learn how to avoid. Because they're, transition defense is really tough sometimes. You're just going to turn the ball over against them, and we can't beat them down the floor. But I would say mainly it's the physicality and being strong with the ball.
Hey, Coach, can you talk about that first quarter? I mean, that was incredible. Just the electricity in the building, just back said, I think 9 points in that first quarter. Just talk about that start and just being able to hang in there. I said, for those first, there's that 10, 11 minutes there.
Yeah. Well, we talked about we couldn't be the prey today. We had to be a predator, and I thought they came out like that. That you gotta throw a punch, in these games, because if you don't, they're just gonna come right out of the corner and just knock you out. And so I was really proud of that start. We knew energy was in the building, and we wanted to build that energy. Obviously, when you saw in the second quarter when it got away from us, the energy in the building wasn't there anymore. So it was really good to kind of really embrace that, capture it. We were riding that wave for a little bit, and that has never happened in the WEC or other than education day games. But it was fun. That was just such a great environment. The Notre Dame fans were into it. They knew they were kind of in a game. I know it was early. I know it was the first 15 minutes, of the half, but it felt really real. And I think our girls, that's such a great feeling because they're going to remember that too. And it wasn't 12-0, to start the game, and you never have that moment. So it was really great that we came out, and the gym was alive. It's awesome.
How important was to get the players off the bench? 23 points there, just in terms of that quality time and just that experience there against the top 10.
Yeah, I'm really proud of the group in the fourth quarter. They're still playing against a lot of. They had 3 starters in late, and we had some kids who hadn't seen a lot of time yet. So I was really proud of them to be able to have to guard those guys in that environment. I mean, that's going to speak to our physicality, and they got that experience. Mackenzie getting that reverse layup, Reese hitting a 3, Angie getting a touch and being able to let one go. So those are huge moments to be able to do it. Obviously against Notre Dame's caliber, but also, kind of the top of their roster still. And obviously they were depleted roster numbers, but I thought that was a great experience for us, and great that we got kids in the game late against that competition.
Coach, I'm going to ask one too. We've all been talking about looking forward to this for 2-3 months. Any part of you that can take a deep breath and start focusing on Ryder, Wagner, the America East, and this is kind of behind you?
Yeah, for sure. I have to turn to Ryder basically right away because obviously that's Wednesday night, and so there's no day off here playing on a Sunday. So our girls were great though. Right after the huddle, I said, hey, we're going to be able to take things. We did things today against Notre Dame that we have to take forward. And and we get to do that tomorrow in practice. And so our girls were focused. I think we had the right perspective on this. We knew that we were going to battle. I wish we didn't give up more than 100 points. We had some goals out there that we didn't hit, but I think we feel really good about our performance today, and I think we can move forward. It's good to see Lizzie looking like Lizzie again today, and so a lot of positives today for us, and we can carry that forward into. But look, you're right. I had a lot of people in my house last night. I had a lot of people coming in for this game. I don't know how those big-time college football coaches do it with so many people coming in for games, but it was a lot of fun to have everybody here.
All right, thanks, everybody. Thanks, Coach.
We're good.